So I mentioned in my last video that I have a lot of stuff to do once I'm actually moved into the RV. It is at this moment being cleaned, and I'm at my storage unit, which you can see behind me. And that's my stuff. That some of it is going to be put into the RV and unpacked and all that. But I have a lot of stuff that I'm going to have to sell and rehome because it won't fit in the RV, and I don't see having a home again at any point in the near future, and it just doesn't make sense to spend money storing this stuff. So right now, while they're cleaning, I'm here. I'm gonna see if I can find my internet stuff so that I have internet right away, because that's important. And hold on. There's some from previous tenants. Oops. I'm also going to look for a part for the pressure washer because my son's using my pressure washer, but and I thought I got all the pieces, but I don't have all the pieces. So now I've got to look, and unfortunately my tools are kind of like spread out. Like I have tools in here, I have some tools in here, and this is literally like a hot mess. And I have tools in another toolbox that is, I don't know where it is, but I'm pretty sure the thing I'm looking for is in this one, if it's gonna be findable. I have very complex feelings about having to get rid of my stuff. I used to own a house, and I sold it because I was on disability and I couldn't afford to keep up with the costs of having it. I was renting it out, but I'm a terrible landlord. I couldn't bring myself to like charge a butt ton, and so I was just breaking even, and breaking even isn't enough when you're already don't have enough. So I sold my house, and then I used some of that money to buy things like my desk, which doesn't look like much right now, but it's a very nice standing desk, and it was an investment into my health because you can adjust it and stuff, and super ergonomic as a result. And there's a lot of things in here that are like that realistically I'm never gonna be able to afford to buy again. And it bothers me. It bothers me. It bothers me that I know that my life is like that, like that I'm disabled and I can't earn. I never made a lot to begin with, but at least if I could work, I could make enough, but I can't. And I am trying to like build this business on Etsy and stuff, but that just feels impossible because I'm not a cool kid and people don't really give a shit about what I'm doing. My friends care, but tapping into a market that's outside of that is very, very difficult if like you don't look the right way and you don't act the right way and all that stuff. Unfortunately, we never really get to leave the popularity contest of our middle school years. So I don't expect to really be able to make enough to make a difference that I could actually like live in a house or whatever and have this stuff. But even if I do end up living in a house again, realistically, just I won't be able to afford to buy this stuff. And of course, like I want to keep it, but it just doesn't seem responsible to spend money that I can't really afford to spend on storage, with the idea that maybe hopefully I'll get to use this stuff. I need to live in the RV full time for 5 years to even make it break even financially in terms of how much it has cost me of my house money to get to this point. So 5 years of storage would be a lot. Yeah, anyway, so I'm gonna go do the stuff I said I was gonna do. I was not able to find my internet stuff or the piece of the pressure washer. And unfortunately, the way that the movers put the stuff in here, it's almost impossible to navigate without moving, and the boxes, most of them are packed too heavy for me to lift. I could lift like 1 or 2 and then that's it. Like my hands already hurt from like moving them around and stuff. And they were not even nice enough to put the labels facing outwards, and I labeled 2 sides of every single box so it would be very easy to have the labels outward, so it'd be easy to find stuff. And like my entire system, I had things like organized into 3 different piles in the house, and they were supposed to go in a certain order and they were supposed to come out in a certain order, and like I told them and they still just did whatever. So I am feeling frustrated because I can't do what I need to do and I don't have the help to get it done, and I just feel like a loser because a decade ago I would have been able to do this without help. Man. So I'm going around and like looking at stuff. I'm up on a ladder, and these windows, they actually, the caulking looks pretty good, so I think I can like leave these. It's not separated, doesn't feel dry or anything. But if you look here, that is a big ass gap in the seal for the slide out, which is not good. These don't look like they've been lubricated, moisturized, or whatever in a long time. I need to move the ladder, but I'll show you the other thing in a minute after I move the ladder. I actually cannot get high enough on the highest one to get a good view, in part because I can't get close enough. The ground is too uneven to be safe, but that corner right there doesn't look great. And I'll go to the other side and you can see the other side. So this side, even without getting up on top here, it's like pushed out, and I don't think it should be doing that, because it's like against the window like that. And all the other ones are curled inward, which seems to make a good seal. I mean, I could be wrong and they could all supposed to be out and the other ones aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing, but just based on consistency and understanding how water moves, this would not be good. In addition, I had the slide out sealed. They went over the edge here, and you can see it got ripped up by the seal. They're very particular about surfaces and stuff, and they'll get caught. But this corner here, I can't see the rest yet. I'll have to look at the video later. But this corner looks trashed. Does not look good. So we're doing the inspection tomorrow, and I took pictures of these spots so I don't forget to bring them up. This here is pretty bad, but this was a known issue. This was the one of the very few issues actually reported to me, and the only really big serious one, and was used to lower the price a little bit. But all the others were not caught by the inspection. And this is indicative of water damage that probably came from up overhead. And apparently this happened before she bought it, so this is like really old damage. And I found some ideas online on how to fix it without having to actually pull the bedroom out, because that's very expensive, but we shall see You know, I may just temporarily tape some foam insulation over it for the winter, fix it next year. I got these for because it wiggles too much even with the stabilizer foot stand thingies down. So, and then the other benefit is because it'll be a little bit higher, it takes some pressure off the suspension and tires in theory. I mean, there's debate about that and on the different forums I read, but I don't think it'll hurt. So, yeah. So tomorrow they'll get put up on the stand. I also got some important safety stuff. I already ordered one of these that's like a flush mount. There we go. And it got lost. And so I ordered another one and it's back ordered. So I just got one for temporary safety, whatever. I'll probably just have two in there because it doesn't hurt. I got a new one of these, and then I still needed to look at the propane detector and figure out getting another one of those. Like, I have to look it up and learn about it and make sure I'm getting the right one and all that. Yeah. I think I mentioned yesterday that whenever I hire cleaners, I always end up having to do some cleaning myself anyway. And they left all the lights on, which, yeah. But there's like stuff all over the floor. That's a mouse poop. So they probably used a broom on this. I use vacuums on everything. I don't use brooms because they just spread stuff. They don't really pick stuff up. Or if I do use a broom, I broom really well and then I vacuum up the debris. But, so I'm going to have to come through and like vacuum. But the carpet is still wet, so I'm going to put some plastic down so that I can go look around. So it does look a lot better. And the walls, they had like a sticky, dusty like layer, and that's not on there anymore. So it feels better. They also took out the fan stuff and cleaned all of that, which is cool. And then turn off these lights. They did the windows on the inside, but not the outside, but they still look a lot better. Let's see. Ooh. I'll have to vacuum because there's still a lot of like little debris on the floor just left over. And then in here, I don't know, some of the lights are not working. So, they did the windows in here. You can tell they wiped stuff down. And the floors. That probably weirded them out. They're like, what the hell? Looks cleaner in here. I don't know if they did the mirror though. It's kind of smeared. But yeah. And I can't tell if they wiped this off, so it's got debris on it, so I'm gonna vacuum it and then I'm gonna wipe it down myself just in case. I still need to remove this, but I need to get some pliers because it's held in with little staples. But I'm not doing any of that today. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to replace the caulking on this window or not. I'm gonna look at it on the video and see how it looks up there, because it's kind of yucky looking. It feels okay, but of all the 4 windows from the slide out, it's the one that's got like the ugliest of the caulk. And it's kind of, oops, I got stuck on the plastic I put down. I don't know, but it feels okay. So I'm gonna get a second opinion tomorrow. And oh, look at that. This one's like popped out too a little bit, or not popped out but stuck in a little bit. That I could probably use a screwdriver. I did some reading since the last time I recorded, but I think I can use a screwdriver to pop it out. So the reading I did on the slide outs was that the seals can be replaced without like popping the slide outs out, which is good because that's a whole thing. It means the work can be done here. It doesn't have to go anywhere. But it's not cheap. Like the gaskets, the seals are not cheap, and it's not work that I can do. I could probably remove some of the seals myself, but physically not going to be able to do that kind of work. So I'll have to hire somebody and pay for that, and it won't be cheap because it'll take time, and it needs to be done because it's literally going to let water in. I'm gonna see if I could use tape, like the hurricane tape that's used like for leaks and stuff. If I could do that maybe until next year so I can save up to do it. But I don't really know what my options for, if there is an option for temporary fix, I'll see if I can do that. But even that's going to cost money because somebody's going to have to go up there and, you know, put the stuff on. So yeah, the bleeding continues.